Hello, navigators. Today we're talking about central idea. Please understand that central idea means the exact same thing as main idea. As you're getting older, you're going to hear both of those terms used back and forth. Just understand they mean the same thing. Let's keep it simple. So I really like the analogy of an ice cream cone when we're talking about central idea and details. Because main idea or central idea is like that cone that holds everything in place. The details are the scoops of ice cream that get added to it to give you more information. But the cone is the main piece of information, the main point of what the author of that particular piece of text is trying to get you to understand. And so, what is central idea? Again, as we said, means the same thing as main idea, but it is the idea of the passage that the author is trying to get across to the reader. Okay, so for example, in a newspaper article, if you're going to write a newspaper article for someone, a lot of times you'll start with what's called a lead sentence, and it has the 5 W's: the who, the what, the when, the where, and the why. You put all that in there because you want to let everyone who's reading this understand exactly what happened, who it happened to, where it happened, why it happened, and so forth. Okay, so it's not just the topic. It's not just, let's say, yellow fever. Okay, it's more importantly what happened with the yellow fever outbreak, who it happened to, where it happened, and why. And you will mostly see central idea in informational text, things like newspaper articles or anything that conveys information. So it's different than like a fiction, like literary work. Yes, we do look at central idea in that, but we have to look at it in a broader sense. When we talk about central idea for an informational text, it's usually a shorter piece of text, and the purpose of that text is to convey a very specific idea of information. And so, how do you find the central idea? Well, first of all, what is it the author is trying to tell or explain? What's the information they're trying to give you? Are there certain words repeated multiple times? I will tell you that the title often gives you a pretty good indication, but if you don't have a title, then there are obviously going to be a lot of words that are repeated throughout the piece of the text that give you a clue as to what they're really focusing on. And again, speaking of clues, what clues do the title, headings, and subheadings give you? Because they really do kind of point you in that right direction. What do the topic and concluding sentences say? So how do they wrap it up? How a piece is organized, a piece of text is organized, is very important. What they say in the beginning and what they say in the end is usually repeated because they introduce the topic, and then at the end they go back over the topic that they want you to understand, but they have given you all the other information with it as well. So what overall message are they trying to give you? And then it says what ideas explained in the text by examples and explanations. So the central idea is the main focus or the big idea of the text, supported by examples, details, and explanations. The key that you have to remember is not to get bogged down in the details. Always look at the bigger picture. So remember, central idea and main idea mean the same thing, okay? But the key is when you're trying to figure out what the central idea or main idea of it is of a text, focus on the big picture. Don't get wrapped up in the details.